Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and I wanted to once again chime in on this whole live-action Ghost in the Shell feature film casting fiasco, if you will. Some people are making a lot of brouhaha about it, getting really up in arms, and, some people are apathetic about it. They really kind of don't care. They just want to see an exciting, fun movie. And I fall somewhere in the middle, probably a little bit closer to those getting up in arms about it, because I have a long-time love for the series Ghost in the Shell from its manga, the original manga works, sort of the comic book works that it originated from, the anime feature films, of which there are three if you count the spin-off follow-up film Solid State Society to the anime series, of which there were 2 seasons, Standalone Complex, which is my favorite iteration, as well as the currently unfolding 4 OVAs called Arise, each with a subtitle Border 1 something or other, Border 2, and the like, going up to Border 4. And so Scarlett Johansson, apparently, I've seen it all over, Facebook, all these different articles and entertainment websites saying it's pretty much official now. She has been cast in the lead role for a live-action Ghost in the Shell film. And it's going to be very strange watching a movie if they don't change the character's name, Motoko Kusanagi, unless they pass it off that because she is, almost fully cyborg, if not fully cyborg, cyberized as she is in the anime and the various adaptations, to account for why she doesn't look Japanese. That's been my problem all along. I heard somebody, and this is really what instigated this particular video, I heard somebody comparing it to people getting up in arms about Idris Elba potentially being in consideration for the next incarnation of James Bond. And I really, really have to take issue with that kind of a claim. Because I'm somebody who, if you follow me on Facebook, you might have seen I made a post saying people who are thinking in terms of, oh, well, because Idris Elba is black, he can't play James Bond. These people are ass backwards. They're living in an archaic mindset. They need to dig themselves out of whatever hole they put themselves in and start getting with the times and everything like that. Idris Elba would be a very inspired, in my estimation, casting for a James Bond in the future. Not that I want Daniel Craig to wrap it up anytime soon. I really love the Craig movies, and but when you have a sort of racist aesthetic to why you wouldn't want a certain actor or actress to play a role, that's one thing. Whereas on the flip side, in the Motoko Kusanagi and Ghost in the Shell framework, I'm much more, sort of peeved at the racism behind such a choice. The reason Hollywood continues to whitewash these films that are adapted from other, cultures and countries and races and ethnicities and all these kinds of things is because they are afraid that on opening day, people will not want to spend their hard-earned dollars to watch something they can't relate to. And, humans are stupid. Apparently we're monkeys. We can't relate to other human beings if they don't look exactly like us. So, that kind of really peeves me that you have a movie, a potentially multi-million-dollar, summer blockbuster fare adaptation of Ghost in the Shell, this great, just very, multi-layered story, futuristic settings, cyberizations, hacking, digital mediums, the conscience and the faith of one who removes themselves from their physical form in a sense, basically adapting their body with machinations and with cyberizations and cyber technology, all these kinds of things, as well as the idea of the future of crime, hackers and all these digital mediums and things we see going on now with the Sony hack and things like that. These are all relevant in the framework of a Ghost in the Shell aesthetic, in a story, in a movie, what have you. And to kind of ignore where that all comes from. I mean, the Ghost in the Shell story doesn't only have these themes and elements in their story representative, but they also call back on Japanese culture and Japanese ideologies and religions and belief systems and just their social culture. So you put basically, Black Widow in that framework, and that kind of irks me to a point. I mean, why can't we have a lead actress that actually pays homage to where this all comes from? I feel like it's not the same argument as, oh, well, I'm racist, I'm a bigot, I don't want to have a Japanese actress in the lead role because I want to see Scarlett Johansson, who is like basically a Caucasian taking on this role. It's not the same thing when people are saying, oh, Idris Elba, he's black, he can't play Bond. I'm actually advocating here for Hollywood to get off this racist tangent and cast an actress that befits this role. So I'd love to hear from you guys. I'm not going to ramble on and on and on. I've already done a video or two about this topic, and it just really kind of irks me that we can't see the cultures represented in the adaptations from which they hail in the full light of Hollywood, you know, because Hollywood is really afraid that you're not going to go want to see a movie if, you know, you have an Asian actress as the top billed actress. I think movies like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, stuff like that might actually prove otherwise, but maybe that's just me. And of course you have other people who are saying, well, anime is somewhat of a, still to this day, a niche, if you will, genre, where it's not in the mainstream. And there are mainstream crossovers, things like Attack on Titan, Sword Art Online. So I can kind of see that argument, but at the end of the day, you know, it's just disappointing that we're still having to fight through this racist ideology, through this idea that different cultures, ooh, you know, taboo, better not put them, you know, on screen because we may lose thousands and millions of dollars and all these kinds of, you know, stupid thoughts. And maybe I'm wrong. You know, feel free to tell me in the comments if you think I'm wrong, that is the decision making behind it. Maybe they're just looking for a hot up and coming talent, and it just so happens that you know, Scarlett Johansson fits that bill, and they figure, well, we've seen her as Black Widow kicking ass, she can kick ass like Motoko Kusanagi, but it's going to be hard looking at that face and seeing that name. You know, they're probably going to change it to like Mary Kramer or something like that, just to have it make sense. I'm going to be very curious to see what they do. And all of this rant aside, I mean, I've already stated plainly, and I made it plain on my Facebook page, I will still be going to check this out. I love Ghost in the Shell that much. I've sat through various incarnations of it, and I love them all for various reasons. Very much similarly to Star Trek and Doctor Who. Every time you have a new Doctor, every time there's a new iteration or a new series of Star Trek, I end up loving it. There are things I love about it, things I might not like about it, and I'm going to give this movie its fair share. I'm going to give Scarlett Johansson herself a fair shake. I hope she blows my mind in this role, honestly. But going into it, I'm really having reservations because why can't we just put the, you know, a Japanese actress, someone befitting this role, someone befitting the culture from which this story is adapted and hails from, in a title feature role like this? That's my question at the end of the day. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below, as I say, what your thoughts are, if you have any thoughts on this in particular story and this casting choice. And will you be going in to check this movie out? Will you be boycotting it as a result? Let me know in the comments below, or as a video response, just give me a heads up in the comments if I'm not subscribed to you, to hear what your thoughts are. And otherwise, I hope this video finds you well, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.